direct way, that's the best way to go. If you make the wrong direction, you may hurt yourself, you may take the wrong path and go in a circuitous way, but God's response is always to get you there. And one way, one system, by hook or crook, moves reality to get you to that good place. That's Kabbalah. Okay? Let me take questions, comments on what I said so far before we get to the next step. What's your name now?
My name's Gail. We're very fallible and limited, no matter how much experience we may have. All we can do is what we know and what we think and just act on that. And sometimes it may be very tempting to say, to look back and say, I did the wrong thing. Or, hindsight is 20/20. But the truth of the matter is all any of us can do is what we know at that time, what we feel at that time. And so, yeah, a lot of it is up to God.
Okay, I accept that. I want to add one qualification what Gail is saying. Let me ask you a question. Could you imagine how great it would be if you didn't feel pain? Wouldn't that be great? If you didn't feel pain? It'd be fantastic, right? So it's a disease. It's called congenital analgesia. It's a disease. The person feels no pain. And what happens? The person basically will die in their 30s black and blue from head to toe. You know why? Because they have no way to gauge what they're doing wrong. So I agree. We all do make mistakes and do things that are wrong. What happens is we hopefully learn from our mistakes. And that's God curbing the wall and saying, you took a wrong way here. And you got hurt. But I'm not trying to get you hurt. I'm trying to get you back on the right road. I'm trying to move you. Now you may have, you're a new person now. Because you've now taken an experience. You said, oh, I'm a different person. When I get there, I went to the school of hard knocks. I get there, but I've learned and I've changed myself. Very good question. Here comes the what about people who never seem to get there, who self-destruct? It's a great question, right? I'm stuck. I mean, where's the falafel bowl? Throw them now. I'm in trouble. This is the right question, Rabbi. Come on. What I'm talking about is if a person is learning in life and God is giving him feedback that he can develop. What if a person dies? He spent his whole life, he didn't get it. He kept walking in circles and never got it. What happens then? How could that be for good? It doesn't make any sense. Let me try to explain this. Very, very important. I want to give you an analogy. It's an analogy that's given of a woman who's pregnant. And in the womb there are two babies, there are twins in the womb. And imagine these twins are having a discussion. They're very advanced. They're having a discussion. And one of the twins, who's very realistic, says, listen, bro, this is all there is in the world. There's nothing else. This is what we have. This is all you see. The brother says to the other brother, says, no, you're crazy. There's a whole bigger world outside the womb. I'm telling you, if we get out of here, we're going to see the far off places. We're going to walk on our feet. And the realistic brother says, oh, you naive guy. This is all there is. Just chill out, float around the amniotic sac. Chill, bro, this is all there is. And he says, no, you're crazy. He said, what do you mean? I'm telling you, there's going to be a whole other place. We're going to run and jump and see. We're going to eat through our mouths and breathe through our noses. And the realistic brother says, you're crazy. You're stupid. Just chill. Come on. Float around. The amniotic fluid, the amniotic sac. It's a good life. This argument goes on for how long? 9 months. Jews argue a long time, don't they? It goes on for 9 months, and at the end of 9 months, what happens? There's an earthquake. The whole world shakes. And the naive, foolish brother comes out. And the realistic brother is crying, oh, my foolish, naive brother, God, lost, fallen into the abyss, gone forever. And the other side is saying, Mazel tov, congratulations. See, that is the ultimate example that God gives us to see how you can have blind vision, partial. Because when you're in the mother's womb, that's all you can imagine there is. And we all know when we come out, there's a whole other world, a much bigger world, a much greater world. In Jewish life, in Jewish thought, we explain that this is not all there is. As a matter of fact, the sages say, I mean, it's hard to believe. I can only give the analogy of a child in the mother's womb because you wouldn't believe me otherwise. The sages say that this world's a corridor before the real world, the palace. This is like also a transition stage. Somehow. It's very real, it's great, it's got falafel and all these good things. You know, it's fantastic. But the thing is that just like in the mother's womb, that's not all there is. Once you say that, everything changes. And watch why. Because once you don't have fragmented vision, you see a whole picture. You say after this world is a whole other world, then anything that can happen, God can manipulate it towards good. I want to ask you a question. Do people think here that Judaism believes that a soul might come back into the world?
Yes.
So some are saying no, some are saying yes. And it's a very interesting point. There are sages in past years who did not think it was a Jewish concept. Sadi Gaon says, but the Kabbalists reveal that it really is a real concept. Not in the sense of other religions which talk about endless coming back into the world. It's not the concept. But the concept is that a soul may come back into the world to finish its task. Now, wait a minute. That opens everything up. Imagine something happens which looks incomprehensible, it's bad, but you see a bigger perspective. I want to share with you a story. So I don't know if this story is true. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I've heard the story. I can't promise it's true, but the idea I can tell you is definitely true. Here's the story. It's sort of like this. The story is told years ago in a town in Europe. And the way the story goes is that this rabbi woke up in the morning. He had many students. He was a head Hasidic rabbi. He took the students and he said, "Come, we're going out. Get a wagon driver, and 10 of the students were going out." Say, where are we going, Rabbi? There's a blizzard out. Are you crazy? We can't move, we can't even see, it's all white. He says, get me a wagon driver, and 10 of the students will go in there. So they go out, and they're riding on that wagon, they're going, and they don't know where they're going, they can't even see, it's just a blizzard. At one point, the rabbi says, go this way, go that way. They go, see that house, go there. Get to the house, and the rabbi goes, knocks on the door, boom, boom, boom. The guy opens the door. This rabbi, I can't believe you came. It's amazing. I had a child that was born 8 days ago, and I had to do a circumcision, and it was snowing, and I couldn't make it to town. You came. I said, yeah, we did. We got 10 people, and I brought a mole too. I brought a circumciser also. Happened to have one with me. Right? So they come in, they circumcise the child, and it's a very happy celebration. It's happy, it's singing, it's wonderful, and they stay around. A few hours pass, and later in the afternoon, all of a sudden, they hear a scream. Ah! Blood-curdling scream. And they run inside, and they see the mother's holding this baby. And the house turns from a house of joy to a house of mourning. And they stay overnight. They come for the mourners. In the morning, they go back on their way. The students are going out of their minds. They're going out of their minds. They say, Rabbi, what the heck happened here? We go to this place. Somehow you knew. We circumcised the child. The child dies, and that's it. So Rabbi says, listen, let me ask you a question. Did anyone notice what they named the child? So they named the child Yosef. The rabbi says, does anyone know what day was yesterday? Yesterday was the Yortzeit, the day of death of one of the greatest scholars in Jewish history. His name was Rabbi Yosef Cairo. He's the one who wrote the Shulchan Aruch, wrote the book of Jewish law. And the rabbi said that they named him Yosef because the soul that came back into the world was that soul of Yosef.